All good things eventually come to an end, and it was Varina trying to bring Highland Springs' remarkable run to that end on the gridiron. Welcome to Sportswire. I'm Will Catterley. Two terrific football teams, but only one could advance to the regional finals as Highland Springs and Varina met Friday night at Hermitage. The Springers had history on their side, 40 consecutive wins, including the last several matchups against the Blue Devils, but Varina had given the Springers perhaps their toughest test in the final week of the regular season, falling by just a touchdown. This time around, Varina looked to up the ante.
So it's Varina versus Highland Springs at Hermitage, round two. First round went to Highland Springs, last game of the regular season, as I mentioned. And the Springers, defending champs, 4 straight state titles, taking on their biggest rivals in the East End. The Blue Devils came to play. Make no mistake about it. Early action, first quarter. Looks like a muffed snap. Maybe it's a fake. I don't know if it's by design. Either way, deep in their own territory, Jordan Action Jackson runs short of the first down. Varina takes over, and Bobby Dunn wasn't amazing, but much better than his first matchup. He hooks up 40 yards to pay dirt, big time Barry Hill. I guarantee you haven't heard the last of him. Touchdown, Blue Devils. One thing Highland Springs had going for them, though, special teams. Extra point was blocked, 6-0 Varina. The defense for the Blue Devils, on point all night. Jalen Walker with a sack. Later, Springers make a defensive play. Both offenses kind of stuttering. It was 6-0 Varina after one quarter, second quarter. Change sides now. Springers looking for something to go their way. Well, the turnover bug was still there. Quentin Baylor all the way to the end zone. Varina, touchdown. Extra point blocked again, but they would have a 12-0 lead in the second. Same score. Highland Springs had one advantage. That was special teams, particularly blocking punts. Springers get to that one, and it would set up Highland Springs' first score. Maximize your strength, take away your weaknesses. Springers do that better than anybody. Number 26 with the touchdown run, Laquan Bassett. Highland Springs back in, extra point no good, 12-6. Just before the half, though. Varina, this would be paramount. Big drive, Bobby Dunn, Barry Hill, caught, first down. Bobby Dunn looking, scrambling. Check out this pass. On point. 2 feet in for Quentin Baylor. That's a catch in the NFL. First down, Blue Devils. It would lead to this. Tick, tick, tick. Time running off the clock. Done. Page turns it. Touchdown. Loss of football. Possession still counts. And Varina with a huge touchdown. Our blocked extra points aren't working. Let's go for 2. Why not? Done. 2. Barry Hill. And it's 20-6 Varina at the half. Up 2 touchdowns. Of course, Highland Springs seen this before. They were down 16-0 against Manchester at the half. Second half, Barry Hill with an interception. And he's going to have more where that came from. Sets up Varina deep in Highland Springs territory and sets it up for this. Varina run game. Been so big for them all year long. Bryson Ross. 28 yards to pay dirt. Varina can smell it now. It's over now, right? I mean, it's 27-6. Springers trying to come back. Guess who? Barry Hill intercepts it again. Stop throwing his way. He is everywhere. 27-6 after 3 quarters. We go to the fourth. Highland Springs trying to come back. This will ice it. Barry Hill, are you kidding me? And he's going to show you how many interceptions he has. 3 in the end zone for a touchback. Varina's defense had 5 turnovers on the night, make it 6. And then Highland Springs down to their last few minutes to get into this one to come back. They get the stop defensively. Varina says, we're not punting. We'll just take a safety. No harm, no foul. 9:24 to go, 27-8. No problem, right? Well, they're the defending champs for a reason. They're not done. We've seen crazier comebacks. Number 83, the return. Big time for Highland Springs. Deep into Varina territory would lead to this. Jamari Jones, 1 yard in for the score. Don't look now. We got ourselves a ball game, 27-14 with 8 minutes to play. Varina stopped. What do? They punt, and it's blocked again. Oh, my goodness. Springers take possession inside the 10, and everybody in the stadium knew it. This is the moment where Highland Springs comes right back and takes it from you. And that's what they were doing. Number 22, Jordan Action Jackson, touchdown. Look, folks, 3 timeouts, 4:54 to go, 27-21. Springers with the ball. Barry Hill. 4 interceptions on the night to match the number on his jersey. A huge game for Hill. Varina gets a couple of first downs, and the Blue Devils have done it. Stu Brown and company have ended the 40-game winning streak, and Varina advances in the playoffs. 27-21, your final.
It's where we're supposed to be. People forget that for 15 years in a row, we won 7 of them things and lost 4. For 15 years, we win 11 of them. We're where we're supposed to be. Highland Springs won 40 games in a row. Absolutely amazing accomplishment, and we put an end to it, man. We put an end to it. We got to play for a regional championship next week. We're not there yet, but beating them is a huge step, and this is just a playoff win. We got a lot more to accomplish. This is not where we want to be. It's just an obstacle that we had to get over to get there.
You got to eat this one. You got to take it like a champ. And not all the time you're going to win, but you got to keep fighting. And I believe our kids and our program will do that.
Meanwhile, Deep Run traveled to Manchester, where the Wildcats look to continue their amazing season. A perfect 11-0 coming in. The Wildcats had a tough task against the defending state champions from Division 6.
So at the home of the Lancers, Manchester, the 2 seed, hosting number 3 seed Deep Run. And coming out number 50, Henry Blankenship with a Jason mask and everything else. Wildcats came out firing in this one, using that triple option to perfection. Check it out, the pitch. He can run for miles. Ellis with a carry. He would be a huge factor for the Wildcats. Still first quarter action, same drive. This time the fake handoff. Big Bo Kite flying high. Touchdown. Wildcats. Kite, 18 yards to pay dirt. Extra point no good, but Deep Run strikes first. 6-0 Wildcats. Manchester has weapons as well. The pass caught. Little screen action. That's going to work wonders. First down, Lancers, as they connect with Deontay Hill. It would lead to this. This guy had a huge game. Romel Jerry Garcia. Touchdown. 24-yard touchdown run for Garcia. Manchester answers, and they get the extra point. They're up 7-6 after 1 quarter of play. Go to the second, switching sides now. More Manchester. They ran the football really well. Figueroa, 11 yards out for the score, and it's 13-6 Manchester. Deep Run needed something to go their way in special teams. They would get that. Miles Ellis has a seam on the kickoff return. He's got a block. He's got 2 blocks. He can take it. Turns inside, and inside the 25-yard line. Manchester's defense would stiffen, although that was a huge play. Carter Foy, 41-yard field goal. Good. Wildcats hanging tough. 14-9 at that point. Deep Run, after a stop, gets the ball back. Bo Kite got a man. Nice spiral, nice touch. First down. Manchester's defense keeps him out of the end zone. What do? Carter Foy, 28-yard field goal. That is good. So it's 14-12, a 2-point game at the half. Second half, steady dose of Mr. Garcia. Romel having his way against that D-line. Manchester started to wear down the Deep Run front in the second half. And then Garcia calls his own number. 2 touchdowns rushing on the night. Yeah, we see you. That one from 8 yards out. Lancers up 21-12. Deep Run, gotta have a counterpunch, right? Big Bo Kite, back to pass. Off his back foot, Not enough mustard on it. Manchester, Quantez Christian takes it all the way back, 60 yards to pay dirt. Lancers in control of this one. This ball game is over, but wait. Deep Run says it's not over till we decide it is. 28-12, fourth quarter. Wildcats still have a drive or two left in them. Kyle Jensen gets some yardage and a first down. Leads to this. Who else but Bo Kite? 1 yard touchdown run. Wildcats back in the ball game, down 10. Still plenty of time left. Come back 28-18, 7:40 to go. But it was way too much Manchester and this guy. Mr. Garcia, Romel Garcia, rushed 19 times, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. And when they can beat you that way, they can run with other backs, just like Deep Run does this time. Number 7, Shamar Figueroa figures his way into the end zone, and Manchester, the Lancers, hold serve at home and end Deep Run season 35-18.
Still a tremendous year for Deep Run. Manchester plays host to Varina in the regional finals. Speaking of Deep Run, the Wildcats weren't looking for a three-peat in guys volleyball. Could they beat the always tough and talented Glen Allen for the state crown? Highlights are straight ahead.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face, in your face,
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to Sportswire. Well, it was a rematch of last year's boys volleyball state title, Deep Run versus Glen Allen. The Wildcats entered into the championship perfect on the season at 22-0, but Glen Allen would love nothing better than to dethrone Deep Run and get a little payback from last year's matchup.
Well, let's get this party started. Deep Run, Glen Allen at the Siegel Center. State championship on the line and a perfect 23-0 on the line for Deep Run. It's hard to be perfect, trust me. I'm nowhere close. And the Jags, they're a tough team to beat. Gio DeLuca with the kill. He was money as usual for the Glen Allen Jaguars. Still opening set. This guy could not be stopped. A career high. We'll get into that later. Sean McDermott with the kill later. Cade Terrell knocking it down for the ace. A picture-perfect serve. Wildcats still first set. Boy, that ball dips, doesn't it? Off the hands of Weber. And then set it up. Cade Terrell. And setting it up for his big man, it's McDermott once again. Cade Terrell had 50 assists. 50! The big 5-0. Here's one of them. Marko Stevanovic. He gets the kill. Wildcats take the first set 25-21. They're on their way. But Glen Allen, as the Jags often do, battle-tested. They would find ways to get back in it. But not before number 17 gets it going for Deep Run. He gets the kill. Ethan Sperry, and then the Jags got hot. DeLuca and company. Wildcats on the serve. DeLuca! Got it to go! Gio DeLuca, 10 kills, 8 blocks in this one. And he was paramount in the second set off the serve. DeLuca with a block! Punch, counter punch. Glen Allen is delivering one on the serve again. This time, shot is out for set point. Jags come back, 25-23. We're all knotted up, one set apiece. Remember, first 1 to 3 set wins. DeLuca counts that one. That's good for the kill. Glen Allen sensing momentum. That's an ace. The Jags, Drake Cawthorn and company, getting it done. Wildcats come back. But then DeLuca, that time, pretty, oh so pretty. Jags with the point, and not done. Gio on the serve. Wildcats come right back. Number 27, Grant Baker. Stefanovic on the serve, still second set. Or make that third set. Trying to get the kill is McDermott, one of the few he didn't get. This is set point. That shot, they wanted to call for a tip, ruled no, and out. Glen Allen all of a sudden one set away, and their fans are loving it, from pulling out the state title and the upset. 25-23 again. But deep run shows their championship medal. Fourth set. Wildcats setting it up. Weber with a chance. Glen Allen corrals it, but then at the block, Marko Stefanovic. Big point for him. He gets the Wildcats the lead later. Glen Allen looking to come back. Terrell passes it like no other. Glen Allen on top of it. Wildcats back again. Weber with the kill. So many weapons on this deep run squad. Still in the fourth. Glen Allen on the serve. McDermott. And then that shot is good. Number 6, Caden Cowart, was specially, always is for Glen Allen. Point Jags. But when they needed him most, Sean McDermott, a career-high 35 kills and 12 digs on the evening. More Wildcats. Looking for the win. That shot, no, it's out. Wildcats take care of the fourth set, 25-22. We're going to a fifth and final. First 1-15, gotta win by 2. Twice in this set, it would be tied. Early on. Who else? Sean McDermott with the kill later. Tyler Weber on the serve. DeLuca with the answer. Point, counterpoint. With the supreme sleeve, he was playing like it. McDermott, that's a nasty 6 serve right there. And then an even bigger dig, keeping it alive and getting a point. Nothing stopping McDermott and the Cats now, except Glen Allen had answers. That's good for the kill. It would be tied at 11. Whoever can get to 15 first. Glen Allen gave deep run everything, including their chance just a few points away from victory, but on match point, 14-13, Wildcats get it and win it. Perfect season, they celebrate with their fans. Wildcats take the state championship for the 3rd straight year and winning in 5 sets. Final set 15-13.
They had a great game plan. They attacked us at every angle. It was amazing. It was fun. That's the kind of match I wanted anyway, though. So we gave the fans their money's worth, that's for sure. They held their own, and they did everything that I asked them to do. And like I said, Cade and Sean came through there at the end, so that's what we needed.
Congrats to Deep Run, and with that we go up tempo, an ode to Highland Springs football and their amazing accomplishments, which may never happen again. Here's a look inside the numbers. First up, 40. That's 40 consecutive victories. That ties Hampton for second best in the state all time. Phoebus holds the all-time record with 45. The closest team in the 804 is Hopewell, who had 35 straight wins back in 1980 to 82. Next, 4, as in 4 straight state championships. That ties the all-time state record with both Hampton and Phoebus, but it's also best in the area as the Springers eclipsed Hopewell and L.C. Bird, who both had 3. The next number is 29. The Springers still have this streak alive. With 29 consecutive regular season wins, they're actively 4 behind L.C. Bird in the record books. 21, that's the number of consecutive playoff wins for Highland Springs. And the last one, August 25th, 2017. That was the last time the Springers lost a football game. It was the opening game of the season against Hermitage where they lost 14-9. Ironically, the winning streak ends at Hermitage. By the way, that loss was on SportsWire episode 809. This is episode 918. Well, we head to Glen Allen, where a terrific track athlete signs her letter of intent to run at the next level. That and more coming up.
Now for another 2-minute history report.
We all know about the blockbuster, World War II, the famous attacks, the military heroes. But what do you know about the prequel, the First World War? At the time, they didn't call it World War I. No one ever imagined there'd be another. It was known as the Great War, or the War to End All Wars. In the early 20th century, Europe had a bit of a different look. There were the Fab Four empires, ruled by monarchs who maintained a delicate balance of power. Then, in the summer of 1914, a group of assassins attempted to blow up Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand while he was touring Bosnia. The attempt failed, but later in the day, an assassin's bullet prevailed. In retaliation, the Austro-Hungarian Empire declared war on Serbia. Russia immediately came to Serbia's support, which motivated Germany to declare war on Russia. Before long, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Great Britain were involved.
Jolly good.
Everyone polarized into two groups, the Allied powers and the Central powers. New technologies dominated this world conflict. Tanks, machine guns, and airplanes changed the way armies battled. Trenches and tunnels became the new strategy, although that led to soggy problems. The British and German navies dominated the seas. Then in May of 1915, Germany sank the Lusitania, killing 128 Americans. President Woodrow Wilson demanded Germany change their tactics.
I demand it.
Germany appeared to comply, but later offered to finance Mexico in a war against the U.S., so the United States joined the war.
Oops.
A year later, on August 8th, the Allied forces began the 100 Days Offensive. This series of assaults forced the German forces back and eventually led to the war's conclusion. On the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, a ceasefire went into effect. Then came the Treaty of Versailles and the formation of the League of Nations. This war changed the landscape of Europe. Monarchs were out, the four great empires were gone, and new countries emerged. So here it is in a nutshell. Europe used to be led by the Big Four, until a bullet made Franz no more. Conflicts arose, triggering numerous hawks. Success meant machine guns, tanks, and dry socks. The ceasefire became a celebrated day, although the next war was just a few years away.
That was World War I in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to SportsWire. To Glen Allen High School we go. A packed library celebrating Star Price. She's been everything for Glen Allen track and field. Star Price holds the record at Glen Allen for every running event except for the 200. She signs a dotted line to run at Virginia Tech.
I literally love this team. They have really pushed me to where I am today. Like without them, I don't think I ever would have got here. They've given me so many opportunities. Like my first freshman nationals was all relays, so like they gave me a lot of different opportunities to make myself grow, and they pushed me. Because I remember a lot of my teammates were the ones that were there for me at states that were telling me what I could do because I was really nervous as a freshman, and they have really gotten me to be able to commit anywhere today.
What a season it's been on the gridiron. Highland Springs dominant once again. Their rival Varina finally getting past the Springers. Deep run, had their best season since 2006, and 5 Henrico teams made it to the playoffs. So many great stories make for so many great memories. And while Varina plans to make more, let's take a look back at the best of football here in Henrico. Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, just send me an email to this address, sportswire@henrico.k12.va.us, and you can always follow us on Twitter. I can't wait to see you next time on Sportswire.
If you want to see more videos like these, subscribe to our YouTube channel.